Hi friends, Naji here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. We are continuing a discussion with Amazon Bedrock, and in this video we will be discussing on a Retrieval-Augmented Generation RAG with AWS Bedrock. So we are going to discuss about a use case where in which we will able to upload a PDF document and we will able to do RAG with respect to that PDF document. So we will be using AWS Bedrock, Cloud as foundation model, LangChain, Streamlit, and Boto 3 and VS Code. Boto 3 we may not be using, but maybe we can see. So this is our agenda. So we will have an introduction. We will be discussing architecture and workflows, major modules, and we will be discussing on the what all enhancement that we can do on this particular project. Fine. So next, okay. So this is an end-to-end PDF RAG application. As I mentioned, we will have a PDF document and we will able to upload that particular PDF document. We will able to do the RAG with respect to that PDF document. So we can discuss about its architecture, how it works. So basically it has a two part. One is a data injection module and we will have a retriever module also. So first we can discuss about data injection module. So consider somebody maybe admin will be uploading a PDF and we will be using PyPDF loader for that. So once the PyPDF loader is read that particular document, then we will be dividing that into different chunks. Okay, for that we will be using recursive chunk text splitter, and once we divide that into text splitters, we will be using a Titan text embedding model. So in which we will be converting this text into the embeddings, and once it is converted, we will be saying that into an index database. In this project we will be discussing, or we will be using a FAISS project. Okay, so that is the basic data injection workflow. Okay. So we have our document, we converted into we split those document and converted into embeddings and we save it to the database. So if a user asks some query, okay, so what will happen? So that is also we will be using the same Titan text embedder. That query will be converted into embedding and we will be doing a similarity search with respect to our saved vector store. Okay, so we will be getting some text or a couple of text chunks from those after the what we call the similarity search. Okay, so that is also converted, and okay, so we will be getting some text, and that is the context and the query will be passed to AWS Bedrock LLM model. Okay, here we will be using the Cloud foundation model. So once that is done, okay, so once that is passed to the LLM model will evaluate that, okay, and it will create the answer from those context. Okay, then that will be returned to the user. Okay, so here we can see we will be passing the context and the query to our AWS Amazon Bedrock, and that will be generated the result, and result will send back to the user. So here we can see the term, the retrieval-augmented generation. Here we can see we will be retrieving the data from the vector store, and that will be augmented using the Amazon Bedrock. Okay, and then it is generating the result. Okay, so that is the RAG architecture, and this is what we are going to implement. So we will be implementing very base version, and this can be enhanced if needed. Okay, so okay, so that's answer. Okay, so we can go to the coding part. Okay, so I have opened my Visual Studio Code. Okay, so this is my Visual Studio Code, and I have a PDF about Abraham Lincoln. Okay, and it's only very 2 pages. Okay, it's talk about Abraham Lincoln. Okay, I'm not opening that, so it is about Abraham Lincoln from the Wikipedia. Okay, now we can first what we can do, we can create a requirement .text. Okay, so here we will be installing the few requirement. One is LangChain AWS. Okay, then we have a LangChain community. we can have a PyPDF, and we need to have a FAISS CPU, FAISS CPU, and we can have a Streamlit. So Streamlit is a UI that we will be using to display the result. Okay. So once that is done, what we can do a pip install -r requirement.txt, which will be install all our requirements. So installation is in progress. By PDF, Streamlit, everything is in progress. Okay. So here, once that is done, we can create two files. One is injection.py. Okay. So here we can import few things. We can import operating system. Okay, and we can import LangChain, and we can do all the injection activities here. Okay. So for that, let me import LangChain. Okay, I'm checking with the environment. Let me see our Python version. Okay, I think the environment is not correct. Let me check. Python. Okay, it's 3.11. So let me select the Python, the suitable Python environment. Just a second. Okay, so this is our environment. Okay, I'm checking our environment. Okay, so we have our environment. Now we can check that. LangChain dot. Still the autocomplete is not working. Okay, now it's working. Okay, so LangChain, we can download the community. Okay, from that document loaders, here we can import PyPDF loader. Okay. Now from LangChain.aws we can import the from AWS we can import the chat model, chat Bedrock. So this is for the Bedrock. Then we can import LangChain dot embeddings. We can import the Bedrock embedding. Okay, so from so we have our document loader is ready. AWS is now we can have our text splitters. So text splitters dot so we have the text splitters. Let me check this. Can use the LangChain dot text splitters. We can use this dot character is not working. So let me see which one we are using. Okay, so we have our text splitters dot character. Okay, this is import recursive text splitter. So this is used for the text splitting, and we can have our vector store. For that we can use our community dot vector store. I can import the we can use vector store index creator, vector store index creator. Okay, so this is for the vector store indexer is not there, so maybe this is import. First we can import the FAISS. Okay, now what we can do, we can import the index from LangChain dot index. We can import the, okay, my mistake, import the vector store index creator. Okay, So we have our imports are ready. So let me save this. Okay, I can save it, and we can run the Python to ensure that it is all the imports are fine. So let me do that. Then here we can have a Python injection.py. Let me check this. Okay, so this is working fine. Okay, now what we can do, we can do a index creation part. For that, create index can be called. Here I can mention my path. Okay, so let me select this name of this. Let me check the relative path. I can paste it here. Okay, and this is my path, and what I can do, first I can load the data. So here we have the load data can be used by the PyPDF, and I can load the, we can give the path. Okay, so once that is done, we can do a data split, so which can be done using the recursive splitter, and here we can do the separators. Separators can be /n/n, or we can give a separator /n, or we can give the space. Okay, so once we have the separator, we can check anything we need to give. Okay, I can give the chunk size also can be given, so that is not listing here, but there is a I can give the chunk size as 100, and I can give chunk overlap as 10. Okay, so this will divide our text into chunks, 100 chunks, and we will have a 10 character overlap. Okay, so once that is done, we can create a data embedding. Okay, for that what we can do, we can create a Bedrock embedding. Okay, here we can mention our credential profile name. So we will be using the profile name as this profile name. Okay, Mac VS Code. So this is my profile name, where we will have our username and the AWS secret key, and the details will be there in this VS Code. So this is we have discussed in our previous video also. Okay, and what we can do, we can mention our model ID. So our model ID will be, here we can check, our model ID will be Amazon.Titan we can have a embed text v1. Okay, maybe we can double check this. Let me go to the AWS server. We can go to the AWS server, and we can go to the Bedrock. Okay, let me have the Bedrock, and where we can see the Titan. Let me see where we can see the embedder. This is a Titan model. Okay, so this we can use as a embedded text v1. I think this is what we have using Amazon.Titan.embedded. Amazon, let me ensure that the spelling is correct. Amazon.Titan. Here there is a spell mistake. Let me correct this. embed text -v1. Okay, so we have our embedding is ready. Okay, now we can create a data index. So here I can create a data index. For that we can use the vector store creator can be used. Here we can pass the text splitter as our data split. Okay, and I can pass the embedding as our data embedding. Okay, now what we can see, we can pass our data embedding. Let me see if anything need to be passed. We have passed the vector store. We can pass our vector store class as FAISS. Okay, so we have our data index. Now we can create a DB index. Okay, so this DB index can be created from data index dot from loaders, and we can pass the document loader here, data load can be passed here. It's not in, can be data load. Okay, so we have our db index there. We can even, if you want to save this, we can save that, but here we are not saving. Okay, so we have created our the index. So for that, as we discussed, we will have a document is loaded using PyPDF, and we have done the recursive splitter, then embedding is created, and we have created the what do we call the index that is created. Okay, so that is how this works. Now we can create a LLM model. Okay, I can write a LLM model here, can be done. So we can create a LLM. For that we can use a chat bedrock can be used, and we can use a credential profile name as Mac VS Code. Okay, see guys, this is the AWS VS Code. Okay, so this is what I am using, Mac VS Code. Okay, so in your case it may be different, but try to figure out your credential profile name. Okay, so if you have any questions, please mention in the comment box. I will try to help you guys. Okay, now what we need now, next is important thing, we need to mention the model ID. Okay, model ID, what we can do, we can go to that base model, and we can check the cloud can be checked, and here we can use a model ID Anthropic. We can see this will work or not. Okay, okay, now we can add some of the keyword arguments. Okay, for that model keyword argument, we can only, here we are only passing the temperature only. Okay, I can pass temperature will be 0. Okay, so that's it, and now we can return the LLM. Okay, so we have our LLM, and we have our index. Now we can have our query. Okay, so for that we can have create a RAG response. RAG response will expect a index, and it will expect a question. Okay, so based on that we need to return the data. Okay, so for that what I can do, I can have a LLM get LLM. So we will have a LLM, and I can have a response. Okay, so for response what we can do, we will be using the index dot query. Here I can pass the question, and I can pass the LLM. Okay, so this will be returning the answer, and I can return the response. Fine. Okay, so we have our details are ready. Okay, I am not running it now because it may charge, but I will try to run that, otherwise it may be difficult to debug. So let me clear it. Okay, so what we can do, I can call list here. So maybe here I can call RAG. For the testing I can get a response, RAG response. Index will be create index. I am calling a create index here. Now I am passing a question, when was Lincoln born? Okay, so this is my question. It may take some time, but let's see. It is a good practice to test it. Okay. Okay, it says some issues. We could not load the credentials. AWS client, please check the credentials in the specific profiles name are valid. Okay, so I need to check this product credentials are valid. So for that, let me open this, let me edit this, and this is my access key, and should be fine. Let me check this, otherwise we can create a new one. Okay, okay, so this is the key that I am using. So let me see, let me copy this and paste it here. okay, MSVS code. Now this is my access key. Let me copy this and let me paste it here. This is same, but somehow it says it's not working. Okay, so let me fix that. Maybe I need to give some permission, so let me fix that. Okay, so guys, I have corrected those issues. So that is with respect to the profile name. So I have given the wrong, I have given a wrong spelling here. Okay, I missed the E there. So I have added those key. So now it is correct, Mac VS code. So that is what I have given. Now I have done like few more changes. One is like I have selected the region name. Okay, we have to give the region name as US1. So I have given both in embedding and also like chat bedrock. We have given the region name. Also I have selected the model ID. So I have created, I have selected a Sonnet 3 model ID. So let me show you that. Okay, so from here I have selected, let me go to the base model. So I have selected this particular model. Okay, so let me show you that. Okay, I have selected this particular, this works better. Okay, so those are the few changes that I have done, okay, to make it work, and ensure that you have valid what the access code and the secret key, AWS access code and the secret key. Okay, so that's it. Now we can do some testing. Okay, first let me see, I can create the LLM. So for that, let me run a code, python.injection.py. okay, so there is no error, so this is good. Now let me comment this and we can see how this works. Okay, let me try this. This may take some time, but it's worth to test. Okay, so it's executing. Okay, so we can see the result. Maybe it may take some time. So in between, what we can do, we can create a front end to this particular application. So I can select that front end.py, and here we will be using the Streamlit. Okay, for that I can import the Streamlit as st. Now I can import the injection. Okay, injection as data. Okay, so still this is running. We can see the result. Okay, because it has to take the PDF and it has to load it. Every time we are doing that. Actually we should have saved this, but maybe that I am giving to you guys. You guys can save and load it. Okay, see the answer. Abraham Lincoln was born in 1809. Okay, so it's working fine. Now just we need to hook that with the LangChain, I mean Streamlit. That's it. Okay, so for that we can set st dot, I can set the set page config. Here I can see page title, and I can give a Q&A with a rack. Okay, you guys can give your own thing. Then I can give a markdown thing here. We have a paragraph here, and let me close the paragraph. In between I can give same thing, Q&A with rack, and there is one more parameter I can set, unsafe allow to, we can set it to true. Okay, so these are just changes to our UI. Now what we can do, we can check, I can check that if vector store is there in the session. Okay, vectors, if the vector store not in st dot session state. Okay, so we are checking the data, the embed is there in the session. If not, that what we need to do, we need to call our data injection method. Okay, so for that we have we can maybe add a spinner here. Please wait, we are loading. Please wait, we are loading data. Okay, so we will able to see a spinner. Now what we can do, we can set the session state here. session state dot vector store. Okay, this is the vector store. Now we can call data dot create index. So this will create our index. Okay, so the index that we have created, and that will be assigned with our session. Okay, so something is wrong, so let me see. Cannot assign the target. You can see this expression cannot be assigned. st dot session state dot vector store should be working. Okay, we can see, anyway we can see what will happen. Okay, so once that is done, what we can do here, we can set a input text. We are about to finish. Okay, for that I can select a text area, and here I can say that is a input text, and I can set maybe label visibility. I can set it a collapsed. Okay, and here this is the maybe I can say that go button. Okay, so this is our submit button. I can say that st dot button. Here I can see rag. Okay, I can make it as a primary button. Okay, so what will happen if we click on the button? I can check that if we are clicking the button, I can say st dot, here we can add this in a, please, we are getting the answer. Okay, I'm going a little fast here. Now we can have our response. We can have the response. To get the response, we have our data dot rag response. Here we need to pass our index. So this index will be the index that we have saved in the session. I can put session state dot vector store. I can pass it, but okay, this may be the reason, I believe. Okay, should have underscore. Okay, vector store, I will be passing the vector store as my index, and my question will be the input. This will be the question that we are input text. Okay, so this is the text. So we have our text. Now we need to, we have our answer. Now we need to write the answer. Okay, so we have it, everything is ready. Okay, so in the Streamlit, we have created the Streamlit, and we have done some of the heading and some of the cosmetic changes, and we are checking. We already have the vector store in our session. If not, we are creating that. Okay, so once that is there, whenever we hit the go button, we are checking the go button hitting or not. Then we will be giving the response. Now we can run this Streamlit. Let me Streamlit run frontend.py. So we can run it. Let's see any issues are there. Okay, it's asking about some email ID. Let me see if I can skip this. Okay, I can skip. So it's, let me open the Streamlit. Okay, it is not listing now. Better performance install watchdog module, that we don't need, but browser get use if you don't have. So let me check the code again. Something is missing there, I need to add. We have a Streamlit and injection data. Okay, it may be actually loading the data, I believe. Let me check the console. Okay, so it is, let me check these things. st.setPageConfig, that is correct. We have a page title and st.markdown HTML safe is equal to true. And if vectors dot not in st.session state, we are with st.spinner, please wait, st.session vector and data.createIndex. Let me go to here, data.createIndex, we are returning the index. Maybe it is taking time to load. And what we have a input text area and st.text area input label visibility collapse, and we have a go button, and yeah, that's it. Seems to be fine, should be working. Okay, let me try it again. No. Okay, so let me close this and maybe we can run it again. Okay, I'm closing this one and let me run it again. Okay, same issue, so let me figure it out, maybe some minor issues. So I have fixed that problem. That is actually, the problem is actually with my Safari. So earlier I was using Safari, so in Safari it is not opening. Okay, the LangChain, I mean the Streamlit is not working fine with Safari. So what I have done, I didn't change anything on the code. So I just created, I just installed the Chrome browser and it's working fine with the Chrome browser. Okay, now let me ask some questions. Okay, when was Lincoln born? And I can click on the rag. So it says we are getting the answer. So this is the spinner command that we have given. So it says Lincoln was born in 1809, and I can say that when was Lincoln's sister died. Okay, so let me execute this. Okay, so this is giving a good answers now. Okay, so what we have done, so this is the end of this session. So let me go back to our PPT. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so this is our PPT. So what we have done, just a recap. So here let me go a little faster here. Okay, so what we have done, we have created the PyPDF loader and recursive splitting is done, then embedded is created and we have saved that into the FAISS, and whenever we ask the question, it will go into the embedding and it is creating a context is creating. Okay, then that will be sent to the AWS Amazon Bedrock and we are getting the result. Okay, so this is how this works. So there are few things that we can do to enhance this. So one is that we are not saving that the FAISS DB. Okay, so you guys can try to save that and you guys can load it from the FAISS DB. That will save our lot of money. Okay, otherwise each time we have to whenever I close and start again, like it is actually loading in memory. Okay, so that is the one exercise that you guys can do. Also you guys can implement the history. Okay, currently we are just adding just a Q&A, right? So you guys can create a pure chat application by adding the LangChain history also. Okay, so these are the few suggestions, and one more thing, you can create a doc. So currently, like in our code, you guys can see that here we have hard coded the PDF, right? See, here the PDF is hard coded, so you can upload this. You guys can give a option to upload these files, and dynamically can be created the vector index. Okay, so these are the few enhancement suggestions. So I will be uploading this into GitHub. You guys can download this and maybe you guys can do the necessary modifications. Okay, so that is all about in this video. Okay, so please do like and subscribe. Have a nice day. Bye bye.